If you've taken a career break to care for family, whether that be your kids, your parents, or your spouse, you know that people have thoughts, and most of them are flat out wrong. Today, I'm busting 7 career break myths that nobody's saying out loud, but absolutely need to be talked about. And for clarification, the career breaks I'm referencing in this video are specifically for caregiving. So let's get to it. Myth number 1 is that it is a luxury to take a career break. There's this misnomer that if you're able to take a step back from your career for months or even years, then you must be just rolling in the money. In reality, the opposite could be true. You might have to make this decision because you don't have the money to pay for daycare for the kiddos or in home care for your parents. For many people, it's not a luxury, but a necessity. And myth number 2 is that you have to justify your decision. Now, when you decide to take your career break, there's going to be a lot of opinions. There's going to be opinions from people you're close to and people you're not. In fact, I talked to a woman who had taken a 30-year career break to see all of her children raised through childhood and out the door to college. And during that time, her husband's coworkers kept asking, when is she going to go back to work? When are you going to make her go back to work? And she felt as though she had to justify her reasons for staying at home during that time. But here's the thing. Her husband's coworkers had absolutely nothing to do with their day-to-day lives, yet she still felt this need to explain herself. At the end of the day, nobody's opinion matters except yours, and if you have a partner, theirs as well. So if others are going to have an opinion about your career break, just let them. Let them think what they want to think. Let them feel what they want to feel. And then you just keep doing what you believe is best for you and your family, because ultimately their opinion doesn't matter. Myth number 3 is that you're wasting your experience in education when you take a career break. I actually wrote an article about this one where I talk about how my HR career prepared me for motherhood. HR was a training ground where I learned to deal with all different types of personalities, different types of conflict, learned about working through problems and compromise, and those skills are valuable when it comes to parenthood. So you're not wasting your experience or your education. You're actually taking all that you have gained over the years, and it's making you more prepared to be in that caregiving role. What are some myths that you thought about career breaks before you started your own? And myth number 4 is that you have to figure this out alone. Now, the system here in America is broken. We are the only developed nation to not offer any type of paid leave for new parents or a system in place to help care for the elderly. Everything is a for-profit system and figure it out for yourself type of mentality. And when you have that type of mentality, you might feel ashamed that you have to ask for help. You might feel as though you're failing because you're the only one, which is not true, you're not the only one, who can't figure this out. So don't buy into the myth that you have to figure this out alone. Yes, our system isn't set up for success, but thankfully there are organizations and groups and people that realize that we do need to support caregivers. So seek those out, because the worst feeling is that you have to do this all alone. You don't. Which brings me to myth number 5, that it is easy. Now, I didn't grow up in the Leave It to Beaver era, but I have seen a number of reruns. And June Cleaver makes it seem as though it's pretty easy. She always has everything together. Her kids are always pretty much well behaved. She has dinner on the table. She's vacuuming in her dress. It's not that. It's not that. It doesn't show the day-to-day drain that caregiving takes on you. It doesn't show the overwhelm that accompanies caring for somebody else day in and day out. It is not easy. And anybody who says it is, I actually challenge to truly be in a caregiving role for any extended amount of time and give of themselves in the capacity that it takes to be a truly good caregiver. And I bet they're going to be thinking differently. And myth number 6 is that taking a career break is going to stall your career. Now, I like to look at this through the lens of a car. Let's say you are just driving along the hallway. Let's say you're just driving along the highway and your car starts shaking and sputtering and it just breaks down. You are stalled in the middle of a highway. Now, that is not a good situation. On the other hand, if you are driving along on the highway and you decide, I want to pull over, I want to be at a rest stop or just take a break from this, you have mentally prepared for that. And then you are prepared to get back onto the highway. And taking a career break is the same. When you are intentional with taking a career break, you can set yourself up for success when you are looking to return to the paid workforce. So taking a career break is not stalling your career, it's simply taking a different route. And that route can lead to unexpected and amazing things. And finally, myth number 7 is that when you return to the paid workforce, you just have to take what you can get because you took a career break. And this is one I almost fell for. When I was returning to the paid workforce, I received a job offer for $9 an hour. Yeah, $9 an hour, and I was in my 30s. But I thought to myself, well, it'll allow me to get my foot back in the door. I should probably just take what I can get right now. And then I thought, no, my experience and my skills deserve more than $9 an hour. I deserve more than $9 an hour. And ultimately, I found a job that was much more in line with where I wanted to go and valued what I brought to the table. So don't think that you have to take the first thing that comes your way or a lowball offer just to get back into the workforce. I want you to look at your career break as an extension of your education and your experience because it is. You have learned, you have grown in so many ways that you are actually offering more than when you took a step back from your career to possible employers. I want you to embrace that. And if you are currently on a career break and are wondering what you can do to set yourself up for success when you look to return to the paid workforce, make sure to check out my video here.